What's up everyone? Tiffany has been crowned the brand new head of household and she has set her sights on a target. But will the high roller room totally derail her head of household reign? We've got so much to talk about, guys, so welcome to your live feed update. Now folks, I'm going to take a quick moment just to give Derek X a little shout out because we've waited years and years and years for a house guest like Derek X to come along and play the damn game hard. And he has hustled. He has really hustled until the point where he was evicted, obviously. So I just want to say a massive congratulations and a thank you to him for actually playing the damn game, you know. I feel like last year when we were watching the so-called All-Stars, we kind of waited all year for something to happen. And then when Cody finally cut Nicole Franzel at the final two, or the final three kind of ish, that was the kind of moment we all went, someone played the game there. That was awesome. It wasn't predictable. And, Derek X has been a part of this season having its unpredictability and, things going a bit backwards and forwards sometimes. So I think we've got a massive thank you to Derek X for that. So, guys, I'd really appreciate if y'all just inundated the comment section with just some praise and respect and love for Derek X, because that guy, he brought the game to Big Brother, and for that, I think we've got to thank him massively. And speaking of Nicole Franzel, he threw some shade to Sarah Beth in the speech when he left there, saying that Nicole Franzel, saying that Sarah Beth was playing a very similar game to Nicole Franzel. I don't know if y'all folks agree, but also let me know in the comment section below on that one. Tiffany's expressed her target, and it is Sarah Beth, guys. I think that came as no surprise to many people that Sarah Beth is the person that Tiffany's going for. She has made it very clear over the past several weeks that she wants Sarah Beth out of the house, to the point where, she's been plotting against her and saying that, she might be playing for America, to the point where last week the iconic phrase has now sort of surfaced all over Twitter of Sarah Beth, and I said that. That has been going all over Twitter, and Tiffany's going to put that into practice this week by trying to send Sarah Beth out the door. So she said that she kind of is happy that the third nominee thing with Xavier worked, because he's automatically going to be the third nominee, and as a result she wants to keep X on the block when it comes to on eviction night on Thursday. She wants it to be X and Sarah Beth because she doesn't want to risk Alyssa, because Alyssa seems to be very tight with Xavier now. She doesn't want Alyssa wavering. She wants to make sure that Alyssa will vote to keep X in the game. It's tactical as hell. Alyssa kind of seems to... She kind of latched onto Christian, then she's latched onto Xavier. I'm not being offensive or anything, but there's a pattern there. And she's obviously going to vote to keep the guy around that she's working with rather than Sarah Beth. So it makes logical sense to keep X on the block next to Sarah Beth, because... Even though the cookout have the numbers already, it doesn't harm to have that extra little backup there, because as it gets closer and closer down to the wire, the trust gets less and less and less in the cookout, because, when it's, when there's 12 house guests and there's 6 members of the cookout, it's alright, because you all realise you've got half still and you've still got to pick off 6 people. When it gets down to these numbers, where it's, it's 9 and then it's going to be 8, then 7, you're getting closer and closer to the week where you are going to have to go... I'm taking you out the game. I'm going to turn on this ally. I'm going to throw this person under the bus. So you've got more and more to think about. So basically what Tiffany's planning there, it doesn't harm to have Alyssa on board as well with taking Sarah Beth out. So that makes total logical sense. But there you go, guys. Sarah Beth is the target this week. And obviously the high roller room is going to come into play there. But folks, let me know how you feel with Sarah Beth as the target. Now, in regards to a backup target, Tiffany was discussing it with Claire, and I think a couple of the girls, I think it was Aza and Hannah. She was kind of saying that if Kyland wins the veto, so this would be a scenario in which if she has put Kyland up against Sarah Beth as well, because there'll be 3 nominees, think about this, Kyland, Sarah Beth and Xavier. If Kyland was to win the veto, whether he's on the block or off the block, he's going to probably pull himself down or Sarah Beth down, whichever one is in jeopardy the most. If he's on there, he'll obviously pull off himself. That sounded weird. And she was saying that she needs to put up Alyssa should that happen. So I would imagine Alyssa is going to be the backup target this week. Of course, if Carlin comes down, then Alyssa goes up. Sarah Beth will still be the target. But I would imagine if Sarah Beth comes down, all plans go to Alyssa to try and send her out the door this week. So I would say, ladies and gentlemen, after spending many weeks on the block as a pawn, Claire is going to be safe this week. Now, a very interesting conversation with Sarah Beth and Tiffany, which I found... fascinating, let's just say that. And I was very happy with some of the answers Tiffany was giving. She was very straight up with Sarah Beth. So Tiffany straight up said to Sarah Beth, look, I'm looking at the strong duos in the house and I'm seeing you and Kyland, and Sarah Beth's coming back saying, if you keep me around this week, Tiffany, I've got no reason to come after you and Claire next week. And Tiffany's like, Sarah Beth, I don't understand how Claire and I can fit into your game when you are so close with Kyland. And she's right. I mean, Sarah Beth is literally, she's covered in Kyland, like, if that makes sense. That sounded weird, but like, her and Kyland are like that, and it's ridiculous. And Sarah Beth, she starts giving this whole spiel about, it was borderline woman empowerment, and kind of giving this whole, women who make it to the final two with guys don't win. And I'm just sat there thinking, Sarah Beth, you would take Kyland to the final two. So, I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I do think Sarah Beth would take Kyland to the final two. And that's what frustrates me, because she's trying to make all these points. It's kind of insulting to Tiffany in a way, because, it's not even like kind of crafty gameplay. We've seen crafty gameplay over the years where people's backs are against the wall. Someone like Dr. Will, and they do what they have to do, and they somehow still manage to stay in the house. Whereas Sarah Beth, there's two options this week for Sarah Beth. It's either a Hail Mary, throw everything in, like a house meeting or something like that, or probably cause more mayhem like Dr. Will would or something like that. That would make you more of a target to keep further down the line. But going in right now saying that I'm not going to target you, Tiffany, I need to take a woman to the final two with me, it's just so insulting is the word for it, like I said. And I'm glad Tiffany was basically telling us straight up, you're a threat, Sarah Beth, and there's no way that you've got my back. Tiffany was talking to Hannah afterwards, kind of saying, Sarah Beth was throwing everybody under the bus in that conversation, saying, Kyland's going to, she'll cook Kyland when it gets to the end and stuff like that. And we know there's no way she's going to do that. Listen, Sarah Beth is just, I say it every day, pretty much, and I try to look at everybody's game objectively. Sarah Beth has not played well over these past few weeks. Whether you like her or not, I've shown support for Sarah Beth, guys, over the weeks that we've been doing these videos, but she hasn't been playing well at all. She's been playing for Kyland, and this week it's came to bite her. It's came to bite her back, and it's hard to have sympathy for someone who basically screwed up their own game in 1 week. She did what one person wanted her to do in that house. There wasn't that many people trying to get Derek X out last week. They realised Derek X was this big shield that they could keep around for a couple more weeks and then probably take him out in the double or the triple, whatever it's going to be, in the eviction, triple or double eviction. So Sarah Beth did what one person wanted her to do, and as a result, she screwed up her game. So much for, she wants to play for herself and she wants to go at the end with someone who she can win against, when she literally did what Kyland wanted her to do. That truly was Kyland's third head of household reign last week, and it's hard to have sympathy for Sarah Beth when she screwed up her own game and then she kind of comes back to grovel in front of Tiffany and try and pull the wool over her eyes quite offensively, in a way where it's like she's treating Tiffany as if she would have to be really, really dumb to actually believe it. Like I said, folks, insulting. Xavier and Alyssa were having a conversation downstairs about Tiffany kind of wondering who she's going to target. Obviously, X would know that she's probably going to go after Sarah Beth being in the cookout together, but X has to keep that on the DL. Also, let's take a moment to congratulate X for solitary confinement. I forgot about that for a moment, so huge congratulations to X for doing 24 hours in solitary. It's a tough punishment in Big Brother, perhaps one of the worst, and he did it, so massive congratulations to him. But back to the game talk now. And Xavier and Alyssa, of course, continue to talk about who Tiffany's going to target. And Alyssa was kind of saying to X, like, why does Sarah Beth dislike me so much? And, because that's what Alyssa feels like anyway. And X kind of jokingly said it's because she slept in the same room as Kyland once. But it's kind of becoming a pattern that Sarah Beth is falling out with a lot of house guests. It was kind of Tiffany who was doing that for a while, but she kind of patched it back up, whereas Sarah Beth's doing this now, but she's not really doing anything to patch it up. She kind of just, she falls out with people, and then she goes and hangs out with Kyland and does nothing else. Not much to say on that one, folks. Now, of course, folks, the coin flip of destiny, as Julie said on last night's show. Julie's vibe was very, very different last night. I've got to say, I tweeted that out last night. I was like, do you know, Julie, she felt different last night, but she was entertaining as hell. I don't even care what anyone says. But anyway, this coin flip of destiny is going to come into play this week, and this could overthrow Tiffany's head of household reign, or very likely will overthrow Tiffany's head of household reign. And for who's going to be playing in it, we were going to be looking at Big D, of course, but after that twist was thrown in last night where, the house guests got the envelopes and basically just got guaranteed some more BB books, it really opens the floor for more and more people to compete in the coin flip of destiny. So it's pointless even discussing now who's going to do it, because if anybody, can get enough BB books this week, whether it's the 75 or the 100, then they're going to have enough to compete in the coin flip of destiny. So, it's hard to say. I mean, let's talk about maybe rather than who's going to compete in it, who is actually needing to compete in it. So I'm trying to figure out, I don't know if even Sarah Beth can actually get the right amount, even if she would land in the 100 section, which isn't going to happen because she took out Derek X and, she told America that they can wipe their ass with the Big Brother books. She is not doing the right things to get those 100. Big D, I mean, he's in the cookout. It would probably do more damage to overthrow, but then again, Tiffany and Big D don't get along very well, so Big D could be a bit petty here. And also, I don't see this as something where it's like, I've got to win this to get out a certain person. I see this for many members of the cookout as a big move moment. You can sit in the final two and go, I accumulated the right amount of BB books with extra, with a surplus still, and I won the coin flip of destiny and overthrew the head of household. That'll be remembered as the big moment of the season. So it's more of something to put on the resume rather than, I need to win this to take out Claire, or I need to win this to take out Kyland. It's something where you can go, I did that. That's the kind of thing that it is. It's a big move moment, we'll call it. So Big D will be interesting to see if he goes for that. Hannah, I wouldn't imagine, she's kind of closest to Big D after the BB books. There's no need for her to go for it because she's so tight with Tiffany. Claire's not going to do it because she's so tight with Tiffany. Sarah Beth, I think, will go for it if she can get the right amount, but I just don't think it's feasible. It's not going to be possible. And Kyland might do it. Again, I don't know if he can get the right amount, but it depends really how much Sarah Beth's going to kind of dig herself into him to get him to do it for her. I would go through the rest of the house guests, but I truly feel like nobody else really needs to do it. I think Alyssa might do it if she can get the numbers. She might do it, but who knows? It really is unpredictable. It's expect the unexpected again, but Tiffany needs to watch out because I'm sure maybe there's one or two that are going to try and overthrow. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on this week so far. Are you happy with Tiffany as the new head of household? How do you feel about Sarah Beth being the target? Who would you like to see compete in the coin flip of destiny? And who are you giving your BB books to for the third week and last week in the high roller room, guys? Please let me know in the comment section below. And also remember to show some support and love for Derek X. Folks, I'll say as I always do, make sure that you're staying safe, staying positive and staying healthy out there, and be kind to one another, right? But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host Tom Vasey. Good night.